Welcome to Automotive World, everyone. I am your host for the Mystery, and we have some great news coming out of Ford. The Ford Lightning, the Ford F-150 Lightning. We have some new models, some new features, but most importantly, the Ford F-150 Lightning is getting cheaper. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into this, so sit back, relax, let's get right into this. Obviously, we have the headline up here, flash model available for under $70K MSRP. Let's see what all the models are, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, $70K is still not affordable. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't purchase a $70,000 truck. But let's see what we got down here. So over here, we have some new tech updates for 2024. We have a really big one right here, the vapor injection heat pump. This is going to help, like they said, optimize that energy consumption, especially in the colder weather. That's really going to help you with heating and cooling, really going to help you with range and battery longevity in both the hot and colder climates, so you don't lose out on that range and you don't burn as much battery capacity. That's really going to help you out there. We do have an updated charging speed display on there, so we can see charge status, speed, estimate of finishing time. Really good to see that. We have some new features on the tow technology package on XLT and above trims, providing the smart hitch onboard scales. Going to include that 360-degree Pro Trailer backup camera, as well as that Pro Trailer hitch assist and trailer reverse guidance. We've also got some other features as well, Pro onboard power. We've seen that already on the F-150 with the hybrid. Really good to see that. We've got the walkway lock functionality, and then we've got our Blue Cruise system here. We've already seen that on other Fords as well. Obviously, right now we have some new features, including the lane change assist, being able to do some hands-free lane switches with the tap of the turn signal when it's clear. Also can do repositioning as well. And they've just improved in terms of, when it's shifting away in and out of adjacent lanes. They don't tell us if there's any new routes or roads added onto Blue Cruise. I would assume that probably there is a few in there. They don't tell us that specifically though. But we have the most important, the juicy stuff right here. We have pricing. So let's get right into this, because this is what we're most excited about. So we have here on our XLT standard range, 240 miles EPA estimated range. The previous 2024 MSRP was $64,995. The new MSRP is $62,995. So essentially we've got clearly here, it's decreased by $2,000. On our flash extended range, that's going to get us 320 miles of EPA estimated range. Our previous price was $73,495. Our current new MSRP is $67,995. That's $5,500 difference. Now, on a vehicle like this, when you're talking about in the 60s and 70s, the type of buyer, if you've got the money for that vehicle, $5,000 relatively in that range may not be a lot for you, or it may not look a lot on a monthly payment, but to see it come down still $5,000, $5,500, almost $6,000 is really nice to see that. We have on our Lariat trim here, extended range, with that same 320 mile EPA estimated range. $79,495 was the previous price. We have the new price, $76,995, so also coming down $2,500. And then we have our Platinum trim, the biggest, the baddest one on the lot. That is unchanged at $84,995. And then down here we have our options package. If you want that max trailer tow package, $1,100 for XLT, flash and Lariat included for $1,100 for XLT, flash and Lariat, and then obviously it's included on that Platinum trim, as that's the biggest and baddest one. If you want to buy Ford's mobile power cord, it's $500. I hate when car companies do that. Every car company does it. VW, Tesla, they all do it on EVs. I don't understand why they charge people for a charger. It's just the way it is. On our Platinum, if we want the black package on the Platinum trim, available only on F-150 Platinum and available to order starting in the month of May, that is $8,000. That's a lot of money for a black package. That is a lot of money for a black package. But hey, it's an option. You don't have to get it. And then obviously we have our destination delivery fee at $2,095. It is a little bit on the higher side, but we do have to remember this is a full-size pickup truck. This is an electric vehicle. These vehicles do cost a lot of money to make. They are heavier than a lot of normal vehicles. You can't necessarily transport them necessarily the same way. There is more that goes into that destination delivery fee. Essentially, though, I mean, what we have here, I mean, this is a great sign for a lot of people. For a lot of people, we want to see the prices come down as the EVs get more popular, as the range gets better, as battery density and things like that just get better. Production comes down, especially to right now as well, with just the overall demand worldwide for EVs. We're seeing EVs worldwide are kind of dropping demand, especially here in America, and we're really focusing more on those ICE and especially those hybrid powertrains, both normal hybrid and plug-in hybrid. So obviously that does have a factor to play into this. We do know as well, Ford and everybody else has told us, we have numbers. We know that these EVs don't make them any money. They've told us that. They've told us, even dealers tell us, this costs them more money to have one sitting on the lot than selling another vehicle. So we know that this is a lost market for the automakers right now, but they're buying into it, so in the future they'll have their EVs be the top of the line, and people want to buy their EVs. So with the combination of all those things, with battery prices, with lithium and things like that fluctuating, we see newer models coming out, production with scale should be coming down, but the biggest thing is with the demand being down, we see that the pricing has come down. Now, obviously, Ford and many others, even Tesla said, hey, we're going to have that pickup truck, we're going to have it start at $40,000. And that, for most cases, for Tesla, that never happened. They weren't even able to do it at $40,000. For Ford, they were able to do it very, very briefly, and then they figured out, hey, we're going to need to charge more money. So this is a really good sign to see that these vehicles are coming down. It's good to see they're not just coming down like $800. They are coming down a few thousand, especially to this flash trim right here with the extended range, for it to come down $5,000, $5,500. That's a really good, that's a substantial amount of money for people. That's a down payment for people on this type of vehicle. Like I said, if you're necessarily buying a $68,000 to $75,000 vehicle, though, $5,000 to you, especially if you already have the money, if you're willing to finance, really probably isn't that much, especially if you finance it on the loan. Obviously, it is going to be some money, but in the grand scheme of it, it's not going to be that much. I am a little bit surprised in a way, and also not surprised we didn't see the platinum trim change price at all. It's like I said, I think it's a good thing that we're seeing these vehicles come down, not just by a little bit, by a decent amount. But like I said, I mean, even on like this trim right here on Lariat, I mean, this is essentially 79,500, right? So out the door, you're looking like in the mid to lower 80s, yeah, it went down by about $2,500, but like I said, when you're in the grand scheme, whether you have the money or not, or you're financing one of these vehicles on a loan, when you're already spending anywhere from like mid to upper 70s to lower mid 80s, $2,500, hey, is it some money? Absolutely. $25 is $2,500, but it's really not that much in the grand scheme of it. So I mean, this is great to see. Hopefully the prices come down, because for a lot of people, this is just not affordable enough. And honestly, for a lot of people, they don't need a $60,000 car. They just don't need that type of capability. So hopefully at some point we'll see those prices come down even lower and lower, and maybe we'll have some new models that get us back to that $40,000 starting price. But this is a good sign to see overall, that we do have some MSRP price decreases. However, like I said, in the grand scheme of it, this is still, for most people, still way, way out of range. We also do have to keep in mind, too, this is just the pricing for MSRP. This is not going to include the destination and delivery fee. So, like, for a lot of these vehicles, it went down $2,000. On this vehicle, like, you could essentially say on the XLT trim and the Lariat trim, you went down $2,000 or $2,500. You basically kind of, covered your destination delivery fee. So this isn't going to include destination delivery fee. This is not going to include any other state taxes or any EV incentives that you might get. So you'll still have to pay tax, obviously, if you have to do, tag, title, any other dealer fees. Not just, obviously, we've seen, especially with Ford dealers and the F-150 Lightning, we have seen a lot of markups. This is going to exclude markups, but this is also just going to exclude other dealer fees, filing fees, and those, those normal bogus fees that, we don't want to pay and nobody likes to pay. This is going to exclude all of that. So yes, this is coming down a lot, but this is not the out the door. This is not the out the door price. Trust me. Like I said, because you still got to pay the delivery fee, you still got to do state taxes, you still got to do tag and title. If there is markups, hopefully there is not, but if there is, you have to do that. So it's good to see that this is coming down in the industry, but hopefully, in a way, these prices are only good if the dealers are willing to honor those MSRP prices. So that's kind of where we are here. But like I said, it's a good thing to see these come down. We do need to see these come down way more and have more accessible options. But hey, when EVs are getting cheaper, it's a good thing for everyone. When something's getting cheaper, it's a good thing for everyone, essentially almost no matter the situation. So that's going to be our deep dive, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back in our next clips.